planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello planner babes, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. I post a recorded video every Friday on planning, journaling, arts and crafts, or self-care, and I post a live video just about every Sunday. And I want to thank all my Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. Okay, planner babes, for these DIYs, you're going to need some permanent double-sided tape. Mine is from Dollar Tree. You'll need a ruler. Of course, any ruler will do. You're going to need a bone folder, or you can use the back of your scissors or the handle of a butter knife or a pen or a pencil to smooth out for creases and folds. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need at least one paintbrush. I used one paintbrush for the entire project, so you don't need a bunch. And then some embroidery thread or some twine, but something that's as skinny as this, and you'll see what I mean when we work with that. I'm going to need some paint in different fall colors, something that kind of matches with your cover, because the cover itself I already made previously, but all of the decor with it and everything inside is going to be in this video. And then you're going to need some, well, not necessarily, but I wanted to use something that would kind of look like chrome on my truck, so it's a silvery pewter paint, and then some Mod Podge. And then for the craft folder that we're going to do, you're going to need a 12 by 12 sheet of craft paper, a greeting card, and I got mine from Dollar Tree. And then for the dashboard, you're going to need at least 2 greeting cards. I wound up using 3 in mine. And again, you can get those from anywhere. You might have some in your stash, but mine all came from Dollar Tree. They were 50 cents each. You're going to need something to cover your surface where you're working. This is a Dollar Tree tablecloth that supposedly has that thick backing, but it doesn't. And then some wood pieces, which I got from Dollar Tree, that have the clothespin attached. And then a template for your craft folder. You might want to use a template for your dashboard as well. I didn't, and of course I forgot to do some things when I was doing my dashboard, and you'll see. But you can download templates or you can buy them on Etsy. And then you're going to also need a Dollar Tree scrunchie that has kind of this little ribbon piece inside. You can see right there. You're going to need some satin. Well, it doesn't have to be satin, but some type of ribbon. I got this beautiful brown satin ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's so pretty to me. And then you're going to need some binder clips. Not necessarily, but I like to use them whenever I'm cutting through 2 different pieces of paper at one time. You might also want to use an X-Acto knife if you've got some kind of intricate design for your craft folder, which I kind of do on my template that I created. And then you might want to use a paper trimmer. You don't have to. You can just use your scissors for everything. And then a laminator. Yes, so you guys, the first project is to paint and create this little charm for our little wooden fall truck, you know, farm truck. And so I'm using that pewter color to just paint around the chrome pieces to me, which that's just the way I wanted it to look. I wanted to have some variation in color between the black of the tires and then the black of the truck, since I'm painting my truck black. And so I just did that. And this wood is just plain raw wood, so all the paint just seeps really in there and dries super fast. The paint for the pewter is actually some high quality artist grade acrylic, but this is some really cheap 99-cent store yellow paint that is showing up really nice and bright, you guys. So it's working really well. And then this is just some brown, you know, regular Walmart type paint that I'm painting the tips of the pumpkins, and then some kind of same type quality paint for orange to paint the pumpkins themselves. Yeah, this was pretty fun. Kind of intricate though once I got to the black, so I couldn't even show that on screen. And because I had to bring it up really, really close to my face not to get the black all over other things. But if I had painted all the black first, then you wouldn't have been able to see the other colors because the the black is really dark. And then the part of the window I used a watered down gray paint. And so then I just put some Mod Podge that I got from Dollar Tree on it. I used way too much and rubbed it all on there and seeped it in the wood to try to get a little bit of a gloss finish, but it didn't. It did have just a tiny bit, maybe sort of a satin finish. And so now I'm taking the embroidery thread and I'm going to thread it through the little silver part or silver hole for the clothespin. And of course it didn't want to go through there at first. And so what did I do? What do you guys think I did? Yeah, what am I doing right there? I just licked it to get it to go through there. Now you can just take the clothespin and clip it right on the elastic for your traveler's notebook, but I didn't want to take a chance of losing it. And after painting this and having such a good time of creating this little artistic piece, I didn't want to risk that. So I just put the thread through there, and then I kind of slowed this down so you could hopefully see. I just ran it through there and then brought it through around the elastic and then tied a knot, and then I double knotted it, and that's all I did. And then after I double knotted it, then I just took my scissors, flipped it around, and cut the excess, and left enough so that it hopefully wouldn't unravel. It shouldn't, because I double knotted it really well. And look, it's so cute, you guys, and it blends. The colors just blend so well. I made this cover a long time ago. It's a fabric cover, and I hadn't been using it, and now I'm so excited. Okay, so then for the scrunchie, you want to take the scrunchie part off, like I just pulled it off, and then you just kind of have sort of the scarf. And then I wanted to bring it through the one of the smaller holes on this keychain, which is from Dollar Tree that I bought years ago. I can hardly ever find the metal keychains there now. They're almost always plastic, but I had this one. And so of course you can get those from other places, but I'm bringing it through the smaller hole because when I brought it through the bigger hole, it just didn't hang right to me. So it was a little tricky to get it through there. You just kind of have to twist the edges and slowly pull it and without ripping it. Take your time and then tie a knot around that and just kind of finagle it until it is hanging the way that you feel like, yeah, that's the way I want it to look. And then you can tighten it more in position. Yeah, and that's all I did for that. And now I've got the beautiful brown satin ribbon, and I'm going to tie a bow with that around the big part of the big opening of the keychain. And so I'm just going to tie a ribbon about the size that I feel looks good for this whole setup with all these beautiful colors. And then I'm going to bring the tails down together and then just cut the excess so that they're the same length. And then I'm just using this little lighter that I got from Dollar Tree to just heat the ends of it and just so that it won't fray. Yeah, so that's it for those. That's projects 1, 2, and 3, I guess. And now we're going to do the craft folder. So you're going to take your 12 by 12 paper and fold it in half. And then you're going to take your template and just fold it around the fold. Okay, and I've done this in other videos, so you guys, I'll link some DIYs for the different seasons that I've done. You can see how I did that. And then my A6 inserts, which are from Dollar Tree that I bought years ago, I think a couple of years ago, are a little bit taller than this template, because you know every A6 and every B6 and every A5 and all that, they're not always exactly the same size. So I just wanted to make sure that this would fit right over the inserts. So I added that space up there and took the ruler to mark it to make sure I got the complete size. And then I just took the pencil and traced around the template. And then I just used the binder clips to hold that in place. Now I could have used my paper trimmer here, but I wasn't thinking about it. So I'm using my binder clips to hold that. Now, of course, I wanted my binder clips to still be there for me to use my X-Acto knife and cut on my cutting mat for the other parts of the template. Because mine just kind of has sort of a design like that, and then that looks pretty good. I always want to inspect it and make sure, does it look like it's probably even? Did I cut it right and not move the paper? And so then you want to fold it up, and this can be kind of tricky because you want to try to get it flush and you want to make both sides even. You want everything to look, you know, flush. And then you just flip it over and then use your bone folder or your scissors or whatever to press that. Now this is optional. You can round your corners. I like to round mine. And then I just take my permanent double-sided tape and tape it on the the right and left side, and then the bottoms of those. And then I'm just taking my paper trimmer and trimming what I want to use the greeting card to put on the outside to decorate it a little bit more. So I trimmed the sides, the height and the sides to make it fit. I had to trim a little bit more than I wanted to, but you know, you got to do what you got to do, and I just want to make sure it's positioned the way I want it, that's the right size. And then I'm just taking the permanent double-sided tape and cutting strips to go all around all 4 sides. And then after I get all of the tape on there, then all you have to do is pull the white part, in this case, off to expose all of the tape on the other side. And then this is really good permanent double-sided tape, so as long as you don't press down, just make sure you got it the way you want it. Don't press down yet, and then when it's there, then press down, because once you press down, it is not coming off, okay? So now, and you guys will get to see everything all together at the end, where we'll just flip through the whole thing. So now I'm working on the dashboard, which I did not do all of this process right, y'all, but I tend to do this a lot when I make dashboards. So I definitely made sure that it was the right height for my inserts, but I forgot to check the width. I'm running it through my laminator now, and also when you make a dashboard, you're supposed to have a left side and a right side, and there's supposed to be 2 different pieces of paper. You're supposed to put those 2 different pieces of paper in your lamination pocket or sheet, and then leave a gap before you run it through the machine, like 1/4 of an inch to 1/3 of an inch between there, and that's where you fold it, where it's kind of blank in the inside. But I forgot that. So I'm running the whole thing through the machine, and it's too wide. Okay, so then you can use your paper trimmer to cut the excess, but I always like to use my scissors when it comes to laminating when I'm using greeting cards, because the cardstock is really thick, and sometimes the laminating machine won't equally secure or laminate the paper the same distance all the way around. Like there might be a little bit of extra space or whatever, and then if I cut through that in the paper trimmer, then it won't all be laminated. So then I cut the other greeting cards. I cut another one right here, cut a couple of different things out of it and laminate it, and I'm going to use these to make some different pockets. So the first one I cut down, I rounded the corner on the left and used my double-sided tape to make that pocket after I laminated it. And then I cut out some of the scraps from that greeting card, and then on this one I put double-sided tape on the bottom left and right and just made it like a flat pocket. Yeah, so everything's laminated separately. And then I decided to decorate the back, and so I used the other greeting card. And then sometimes what I like to do with my laminating machine when I've got really thick stuff like this is just cut the excess before I run it through the machine, and then it really laminates better. And so then I had a little space at the top, so I'm using some washi tape to just kind of cover that and also give it some real pretty color, cover and color with this yellow washi tape that I've had for ages. And it looks really pretty. So then I realized, oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to have 2 separate sheets here, and it's too wide. So I had to figure out what to do. Well, I didn't want to trim the right side and the left side, because then I was going to cut off some of my double-sided tape that was already in there. So I decided what I would do is just cut a little bit from the center on the right side of the fold and a little bit from the left side of the fold, and then I would just tape that in the center, and that would take care of my center part. Now I'm not going to have a gap in here because I would have to trim it even more because it was that much too wide, and then it would mess up my pockets. And so I was like, no, that's okay. We're just going to fold it right here with some tape, and it'll be just fine. Nobody's going to see it, and it's nice and thick and strong, so it's not going to wear out. So I just put tape on both sides, and of course I trimmed off the excess. And then that one is all done, and now we're going to make some pin loops. And with this, I'm just taking some of my scrap paper, put it around a pen or pencil in that case, and just marked where I wanted to cut it, about how thick I thought I wanted it to be. That was the estimate, probably should have been a bit thicker. And then I just used that as a template to cut the other piece so that the the pin loops would be the same size, and I ran those both through the laminator. And then I just took some permanent double-sided tape and used that to close them up. And then after I peel that off, I'll just close that together. And then I'm just going to use some more double-sided tape to put it on to the, what is this called, y'all? Dashboard. This is a dashboard. Because I didn't have pin loops on the cover, which are fabric, so I decided to put 2 on the dashboard. Now that double-sided tape that I put in there is not gonna hold, just so you know. I had to go and put some tape over that. And then this is the final project, and you can use glue as well to make that more permanent. And I'm so loving it. I hope you guys like it. I think the colors are so awesomely fall. It's like, I wish I could wear this as an outfit. I think it's so pretty. And I think all the colors came out really well from the cover with my little truck. And you guys just paint your truck whatever color goes with your fabric or your cover for your traveler's notebook. And there is a craft folder. It looks so good, I think, with these inserts from Dollar Tree. Oh my goodness, I'm so thrilled with how it turned out. Love that owl. And then here is the dashboard. See, you can't even tell that I didn't do it right. And like I said, I added tape to really secure the pin loops. That one is a little short, but it had to be, where it's positioned, because then it was going to cover up part of my decor there for that pocket. But that's okay, And then there's the back. I think it's so pretty, and the real pretty insert again from Dollar Tree. Oh, I'm so loving this setup. Well, before we close today, I want to let you guys know that I am on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic, where I post all of my creative ventures and adventures. I also have 2 Facebook groups. The one for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew, and the local one is called Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and comment and share. It really helps my channel a lot, and it tells the YouTube algorithm to recommend my videos. You guys, please take care of yourself. Your mental, spiritual, and physical health are all super important. Be blessed, and until next time, happy planning.